trial means for sexual assault victims. We're joined now from Vancouver by Irina Sepinopoulos-Elimer, there we go. She is the Executive Director for the Women Against Violence Against Women Rape Crisis Center. And thank you so much for joining us today. I have to ask you, were you surprised by today's judgment?
Well, we were not surprised, but we were extremely saddened. We know that this is a very, very common experience for women who have the courage to go before the criminal justice system. So it was very sad for sure.
Okay, and I have to ask you, from the judge's decision, there's this quote from Justice William Horkins: "The twists and turns of the complainant's evidence in this trial illustrate the need to be vigilant in avoiding the equally dangerous false assumption that sexual assault complainants are always truthful." What's your reaction to that?
Well, what is very truthful, and we know this from working at this rape crisis center for over 30 years in Vancouver, is that women are not responsible for the sexualized violence committed against them. That is the truth.
But there is a side of the law where those who are accused are presumed innocent until proven guilty. How do you balance the two?
Well, women respond to sexualized violence differently and have the right to choose their path to healing and justice. Many women do not choose to go through this arduous process where they have to come before courts and, for this case, before media and the whole Canadian general public. So these choices are women's choices, whether or not they engage with the criminal justice system. And what we know about this system is that less than 1% of all cases that go before the courts are ever end in conviction. So this is just another representation of how this system has failed women. This system perpetuates violence against women when it does not hold itself accountable and when it does not hold perpetrators accountable. This is what we have seen today.
So what do you think needs to change in the legal system then?
Well, this system is a defender-based system. We have not seen the perpetrator come to trial. He is not on trial. He has never spoken to his behavior. He has never spoken to the violence. We have seen great scrutiny of the women that have come forth, their behaviors before, during, and after these sexualized assaults. And so we have not seen the perpetrator. We have not heard from the perpetrator. He has not been held to account. This system does not allow for that. This must change.
And do you believe then, if Ghomeshi did take the stand in his own defense, that the result today would have been different?
Well, we would have had a different perception in Canada. We would have had the perpetrator be tested. We would have had him interrogated. He would also have to be under scrutiny. His behavior would be put under the microscope, and we would be able to ask him about his behavior before, during, and after the sexual assault. So we would have had a completely different understanding and opportunity to hear from him. So this has not happened, and this is because those systems and this individual has not been held accountable. And that system is responsible for perpetuating sexualized violence against women.
Okay, Irene, thank you so much for sharing your thoughts with us today.
You're welcome.